I usually end these pod sessions with one tip, either for the students, other teachers, parents. Pav, Chey, I'm gonna start with you.
Out of this passion approach is just the sense that if they're getting one tip, that small things can build into great things, and that ultimately you don't often win the lottery where something becomes great. In the context is that we didn't say, let's do Genius Hour because you're going to make this podcast and you're going to have all these experts come in and do all this great work for you. They did the grind of the Genius Hour. They did it in a variety of different ways. And what they gave back inspired me to keep trying to find more venues for them to do it. So I tell students all the time, like, I give, but I get to give more when you give back. And so the more they engage with every task they had, it became more natural to want to find another way for them to do the work. And so the lesson is that it might seem small at the beginning, but keep on that path because it can brew into something bigger. And we often talk about that with our students is you don't always get the immediate payoff. You don't always you do one thing well one day that you get this big reward or you get all this lavish praise. That it's the grind of this, in the small scale of this is doing it over and over and over again, a variety of different ways, a little bit more creative to this ultimate prize. What I would say, they've earned it, right? It's not that we've done it for them. They've done this for us because if they weren't passionate, if they weren't giving them, we'd just be spinning.
We're not excited.
Our students give to us. Same thing as I jump off. When I think about coaching, it's not me doing coaching. Yeah. It's you participating in our school. And
right.
Students come to our school an hour before for practice. They stay at school an hour after the practice. This isn't me giving to them. This is them giving to us, giving back to our school. Because our school might just function from 9 to 3, but if you can make your school function from 8 to 4:30, that's not us giving to our students. That's our students giving to us, and it becomes more to give more and more and more.
Awesome.
And so is the tip, stick with it. Keep with the grind. You can see here through this massive project at the end is that your commitment to this task over time, great things come. And it doesn't always come in one big aha moment. It's just the constant at it.
Small little things can add up. Mm-hmm. Pav?
I think I'd probably advise students to take their time figuring out and developing their passions. I think that maybe for you it might have taken a little bit of time, but look at what it has amounted to, right? So sometimes there's kids in the room, and I probably put myself in that category. You don't immediately have that passion in front of you.
Right.
Right? Like,
even as an adult, you don't sometimes.
No, absolutely, right? You're right. I mean, like when you look at people like the gym guy over here, right? Yeah. There's a particular identity, right? That some people just they have and they show. But some kids they don't have that, and they don't necessarily have something that they can grasp onto as their identity. But over the course of time, it might start to show through. It might start to make its way forward. And I think the Passion Project kind of, or Genius Hour, or even delving into different passions, it kind of helps to develop that over time.
A sense of self.
A sense of self, yeah. Just even
important for grade 8 students.
It's a good point because we put a lot of pressure on our students to know where they're going. They're 13 or 14. Yeah. We didn't have that pressure. Even
I changed my career 5 times. So let alone when
there's so much pressure on today's youth.
9 years, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Laura.
So
Thank you, Pav.
I guess I'd say, because I get the feeling that there are some kids that are super pumped about this and some that maybe are more hesitant. So obviously the ones that want to be on camera and they're very comfortable with that, that's great. And it's great to foster something you're good at. But the ones that are a little more nervous and concerned, I hope what they gain out of the end of this is that by pushing yourself out of that comfort zone a little bit, what you can gain and looking back. And even though it might seem so small and trivial, those things add up over time, those little wins. And I hope they can kind of pat themselves on the back and say, I was very uncomfortable with this, but I did it, because the rest of their lives are going to be filled with those moments. And if you just stay within that comfort zone, you're going to have a hard time really doing something that you are passionate about, because everything worth having is just
right outside that comfort zone. Awesome. I'm going to end it off by saying to the kids and to parents, adults and teachers, dance in your own box, meaning that find what you are passionate about and get real quiet. A lot of my viewers have heard me say that a lot recently. Get quiet, shut out the outside noise, and just grind, as Chey mentioned as well. Just grind daily, have the patience. Things do come about. It just takes time sometimes.